We don't have any walls yet here, unless you want to call this a wall of chests. So this is my storage facility, and it's quite populated with chests, though some of them aren't exactly full yet. So that will gradually fill up over time. Now over here is going to be our customer entrance area and the ticket area. Now, here is where we're going to have our glazed terracotta. So what I'm going to do with that is to get terracotta in each of the basic colors. So we will start out with some red. Where's my terracotta? Ah, there we go. We'll start with some red terracotta, green, then blue, then yellow, then magenta, and cyan. So let's go for each of those 6 colors. After thinking about it, I decided instead to go with orange and purple, since we are talking about floor coloring instead of light coloring. So therefore red, green, blue, yellow, orange, and purple. We'll see what the patterns look like. If the patterns look way off, I may change that out a little bit, but I figure that will be nice to start out with a little bit of color wheel here. And over here we will have our ticket counter. For now, I'll just put in a stand-in of this, of this cobble, but obviously I'm not going to use cobble for the final value for it. I'll just put this in here to say, alright, here we have our ticket counter. And I have to figure out a way for them to get in and out. And this is where the passengers will come in and out into here, into the little foyer here. There we'll have the ticket counter. They'll come into here. And this is the way to the rails. And speaking of rails, here is the setup for the rails for our first direction down to the west, where we have our little slots here. This is the outgoing line, this is the incoming line. So therefore, if you're coming down this way, you'll slot down here. But whichever way you exit, it'll always send you down to the right side track. For the rest of the way, I'm just going to build the line on the outgoing side for the time being, because I probably don't have enough rails for the moment in order to build everything, and I'll have to amend that as time goes by. And that means iron, iron, and more iron, though I'll also be needing some gold for the powered rails, because I'll be needing all that over the place. And I'll probably be stealing a number of rails from there, but I am going to need probably some rails for the mine shaft, because I am going to have to build up the mine shaft at some point. But right now, I think the priority should be getting the rails into service. And yes, I have tested these out to make sure that everything is happening properly on there. Let's see, do I have a minecart? Let's demonstrate. So the idea then is if we pull up a minecart here, then obviously I'm going to be needing more power, at least one more powered rail in there, because that was a bit slow. Well, at least I didn't break up the important stuff. And then if I'm over here, we get into there. Alright, so that all works. And that'll be the very beginning of our line. Now I'm using cobble here, but as soon as we get outside, I'll be switching over to granite, and not granite, into gravel, and that will be my main bedding that I'll have when I'm outdoors. Now comes the fun bit of trying to put these into a pattern. Let's start by using the far side like that and see how that works. So we'll think about that. Alright, I'll go with that one. I won't go with that one. Alright, so the far side look doesn't look good for that one. Okay, what about the near side? Let's try others in order to see. So let's try far side here. Okay. Yeah. Now that one I like. Then let's try red, green. It might actually be helpful if I pay attention to the color wheel as I'm doing this. Of course, we want yeah! The entire idea is to have a color wheel. So therefore red, and after that we'll go orange. I feel like the cyan's too dominant in that one. So let's try this way. No, not that way. Actually, I think I know what pattern I want now. We want this pattern. Yeah, alright, there you go. Here we go. Red, orange, yellow. Actually, I want to do it the same way I did the previous one, as over here. Good. Red, orange, yellow. Then we do green. Then we can do blue, where we decided on that one, right? And then finally, purple. No, I can already tell it's going to be the other side. And there you go. There's our little entryway with our little color wheel that we will have in the center there. Does that work? Sounds like it's begging for white. How would diorite work? This does settle one little debate I've been having with myself, and that is whether or not I should change the size, the dimensions of this place. Because I was wondering whether it should be out to here or out one more, but that would be one more in each direction if I did that. But that would make the floor look a lot better if I did it that way. I was worried about the asymmetry of the ticket counter, but I felt that was a little narrow anyway, so therefore if I increase the walls one way in each direction, that means I'll get an extra stripe here, which would be good, and I get an extra one wide for the ticket counter. So I think that would be good. That'll help to solve a couple of problems I've had with the storage area. And I haven't started these areas yet, but a little bit more room to farm or to fish, I'm sure, wouldn't it be remiss? So therefore, yes, I am going to widen this out a little bit. There you have it. There's the entrance to our rail station, and I think that looks a lot better. I think the area in the back of the ticket booth will also look a lot better. So I'm going to call that good overall. Now I will of course need a real material for the ticket area and the walls that are going to be going around it. For the ticket area, let's get rid of the cobble and replace it with spruce. And let's see how that works. Actually, we want to stop that right there. And let's try that with spruce. And on top, what do we want on top? Something contrasting, or do we want something that is just a different shape but the same type of wood? Let's check it out and see what we've got for our options. One possibility is to try to top it with acacia. And right here. Now over here, we'll instead have a door made of spruce. I wouldn't have to have a door in there. Of course I don't have a door in there. Why would I have anything useful like that? So give ourselves a door. This will, of course, be for authorized personnel only in order to get in and out of the ticket area. I'll decide whether to move that later. Very well, we could come in and out right into here. Now, yeah, I was afraid of that. That's going to be too high. So, therefore, I'll say 3 of these. So you have 3 little windows for the personnel. I suppose then that, well, for now we'll leave it like that and we'll see how it looks. And if it doesn't look good, then we could always change it afterwards. But at least it'll tell us where our ticket booth will go. Now, before I decide on the walls themselves, I was wondering, what about quartz? If we're going to get quartz, I'm going to need to go into the Nether. I'm trying to think of a good place to put a access point to the Nether, because in here we've got all of these. And it has to be a place where you could go without making it too dangerous for myself. I think what I'm going to do is to get rid of these right there, and suppose we could move them to right here because this one only has one set anyway, and that this will then become our access way going down into the Nether. Maybe a ladder will be better. We'll start it like this, back and forth. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This should be enough. See, my Nether portal is going to be 5 high and tall, so maybe this will be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Anyway, that's how many ladders I've got. I want the portal to be located at 0, 0. Therefore, I'm going to go in by 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, yes, the joys of sandstone. But 10 this way, and then I'll go 4 the other way, and I think that should get me to 0, 0. That is 0, 0 right there. I'm gonna... There may be a flaw in this plan. Since the other alignment didn't work, I decided to build the tunnel this way. And therefore, now we have it. This right here is the 0, 0 point. Good, so right in the middle of the map, below the center of the station. Now this place will need be prettied up a bit, but that's not in the pasture public area, so therefore I'm not going to worry about it at this time. And there you go, one nether portal. And what's on the other side? Gas about to blow me apart? Another fortress? Or, as I'm hoping, lots and lots and lots of quartz. Let's go and find out. Here goes nothing. Always tricky, the nether. And... well, lots of fire. But this is the nether. That's to be expected. Oops. Let's get rid of all this. Alright, now, sure if there aren't any gas around now. There should be soon, but right now, see how much quartz I can get. And I can decide whether or not to use any of it in the build. As matters have it, this is nowhere near 0, 0. That means that the location of the 0, 0 point was not a good location to place a portal. I am thus started digging out this way, and here we are at minus 1.8. So here is our, there it is, 0, 8 point. So I need to go in 8 more, probably an ocean of lava or something like that in the way that will help me keep me from it. Or that or a solid block all the way, but something here is preventing a portal from spawning here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to see if I could safely create a portal down this way, and that way I can get back to my base, because otherwise I'll be popped in the middle of nowhere, and I certainly don't want that. There you go. One nether portal centered on 0, 0. And that means we can get back home, right? Let's hope so. And yes, that is the right location. And it looks like I used up all the night in the beginning of the morning doing that. Alright, so now I have a way in and out of the nether, and I also have 32 blocks of quartz plus 55 loose quartz, and a bunch of netherrack, which should be able to add to my stack of items that I have available for building with. The question is, what do I do with it? I suppose the first thing we need to do is this. Authorized personnel only. There you go. That'll take care of that. And I think my plan for here is to use netherrack, so I'm cooking some of that up and turning the nether brick and see what it looks like. Now it's not going to be the best looking area of the entire station, but it's going to be a little signal there saying you're going into some places maybe you don't want to go. This is what I decided to do in the end. Let's head down. And I made this corridor out of sandstone all the way. It was partially sandstone before. I put some cut sandstone in the middle, up and down there with some sandstone. Sandstone all the way around there until you get to the end, where I switch into nether brick. Ooh. Looks like I've got 2 more pieces of nether brick I need to add. Well, that was over ambitious on my pick. So I need 2 more pieces. So let's grab... Perfect! 8, just the number I need. I'll take care of... Do I have a... Yeah. Put that into there. It down into there. So I think I need just 2 of these in order to get this done right. Well, we seem to have something back there begging for a little filler. Can I get that in there? Yeah. Well, not if I do it that way. I had some sand and sandstone and some filler there, so that means all I have to do is that and that. And now it's complete. And there you go, my little nether portal room. Well, I suppose I need to take care of the backside too. But I could do that between episodes. You got the idea of what I'm doing here. So next episode, I think it'll be time to take care of the walls to this place so that we could have some proper protection. Because right now, if I forget to sleep or anything like that, I will be open prey for just about any mob, probably a bunch of husks, maybe a few drowned coming in from there. And of course, if I really stay up a long time, phantoms from the sky. So let's get some protection by that by giving myself some walls and a ceiling. But we'll start on that in the next episode of the Pine Leaf Railroad Challenge.